What you try to provoke us in the beginning, you know what I'm saying? We create an altercation.
You're out here provoking because you think you're going to conquer.
We're allowed to teach.
We can think whatever the hell we want.
It's our freedom to do that. It's in the Constitution, all right? So let's read this real quick.
Yeah, because you think.
But you don't have to listen. We're not holding you down, tying you down, forcing you to
inciting violence and
we don't incite violence.
taking over our nation.
You're inciting violence.
We're saying it was okay.
If they give you a pass, the Jewish-run government gives you a pass because you're black.
Y'all the devil, bro. You gonna realize that.
Huh?
Y'all are the devil, diablos.
Okay.
The Lord got an answer for you coming. Boy.
This is Revelation chapter 4, verse 3.
Diablos.
And he that said,
start at verse 1 so we'll know the context.
Esau, Edom. That's what y'all are. Edom. Put that on there. Edomites.
You
need to learn your place, Esau.
You should look in the DNA.
You need to learn your place, Esau.
That's pseudoscience.
You gonna learn your place. The Lord gonna put you in your place.
After this,
That's what y'all are. Edom. Put that on there. Edomites. You need to learn your place, Esau.
You should look in the DNA.
You need to learn your place, Esau.
That's pseudoscience.
You gonna learn your place. The Lord gonna put you in your place.
After this,
we did it. We sure did do it. What you think? What you think we do when we take y'all young men camping with us? We know them boys don't know how to swim. We throw them in that water. We say, swim, boy, swim. Whoa, learn how to swim, boy. You can't do it. Yeah, they did it. Them boys did it. This is a damn tradition for us. Y'all be in there splashing and screaming, I can't swim, I can't swim.
And it isn't just some random.
So, as you all know, I've been doxxed. I lost my job this morning. I had to leave home. Everybody's fucking pissed off at me. Now these idiots are...
You gonna learn your place. The Lord gonna put you in your place.
After this, I looked and behold, the door was open.
That's what y'all are. Edom. Put that on there. Edomites. You need to learn your place, Esau. You need to learn your place, Esau. You gonna learn your place. The Lord gonna put you in your place.
After this, I looked.
I lost my job this morning. I had to leave home. Everybody's fucking pissed off at me. Now these idiots are wanting to get a judge involved because I'm a dangerous person, and now they want to try and do something about custody because I'm too much of a danger to be around children. All because of a video, clearly satire. I don't even. I might have a little bit of a country accent, not much, but I was used to.
You need to learn your place, Esau. You gonna learn your place. The Lord gonna put you in your place.
After this.
All right, shalom. I'm Y'all coming at you with another lesson straight out of Lionz Den Camp for y'all. But before I get started with this lesson, I would like to give all praises to the Heavenly Father in the name of His only begotten Son, and their proper true names. And we're gonna start off by saying, Kal, Halayim, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Ha, Rakah, Kodash, Ma'amath. Definitely want to give double honors to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders. Definitely want to give double honors to my elder, Harwan, Banyashal to Lionz Den Camp, located right here in Jacksonville, Florida. Shalom to the sincere men, women, and children. Shalom to the Bishop Kanak and the rest of the Lionz Den Camp. All right, shalom. All right, all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, Bashim Havakak Kodash, Kal Halam La Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Havakak Kodash. We give praises, man, for days like this, man. When we see the wicked get exposed, man. So this guy Remington Lane Lane Mccall is getting exposed, man, through the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. As you see, he's pretty much lost everything, man. All right. This is a guy that came up against us clearly some weeks back. This is a while back. All right, you can catch this video on the Lionz Den Highways and Byways. All right, it's live. All right, you can also catch it on the main elders page, right, which is the Lionz Den main page, as you can see at the top. All right, it's titled Mr. Hate 88, all right, exposed. I recommend going to watch these videos, man, because at the end of the day, Yahweh Shem Yahushua is exposing these devils for who they really are. All right, and they can't even help it. They have to bear their horns, man. So at the end of the day, we give praise to Yahweh Shem Yahushua for exposing these devils for who they really are. Right, while we continue to push this truth to our people, man, to the elect of Israel, right, which are the Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and the speckled bird. This is not a color thing, because I know a lot of people who probably started watching this video immediately thought this was about color, man. It's not about color, man, at all. It's not about a skin tone, all right. But clearly, some people like this man here, right, Mr. Remington Mccall, feels like at the end of the day, it is about color. All right, and that it feels like his color is superior, and that he's proud of doing what he did, or what the so-called white man, or the Caucasian race did to the Latinos, Native Americans, and the Negroes, man. He's proud of that, but that's something that's gonna be a judgment towards Esau Edom towards the end times, man. All right, it's not a color according to skin tone, but it's according to nationality, man. All right, Esau Edom. All right, but again, go check out the videos, man. They run deep. All right, let my elder play for a second.
Things I had to handle. But it's an update on a situation we dealt with a few weeks ago at camp here in Florida. This guy seems to be pretty popular on the internet right now in a negative way. He goes by the name Mr. Hate 88, or Mr. Hate 880. They put his real name out there, Remington Mccall. All right, it makes me think about this guy here. Hold up. Makes me think about this guy. Where is that? It makes me think about this guy here, man. Named Remy. Alright. But yeah, as you can see, I went to his page, right? He got a page. This Edomite, he paid us a visit a few weeks ago at camp. Actually twice. Looking at his thumbnail. We go to his page. He went by Mr. Hate 88, which is an acronym dealing with something with Hitler or something like that. User 511. And I noticed his thumbnail is when he walked by us one day, and we started calling him the Burger King. He was like, "I'm the king." He was like, "Yeah, you're the Burger King." Right? The Burger King. Right? But he took a snapshot of us, as you can see here. We was out there teaching. All right. But I'm gonna play a quick. I want to play a video.
All right, so yeah, I recommend go watch the videos, man. But again, yeah, so just going right back into getting back on this devil, exposing these devils for who they really are, man. Let's grab some precepts real quick. All right, all right, here we go. All right, so again, this is not a color-based thing, man. I'm gonna start off with a precept in Ecclesiastes. All right, we all speak the same thing, dealing with the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right, those who dwell in the spirit of the Most High, and we all speak the same things. We all do the will of the Heavenly Father, man, in righteousness, and that's what we teach. It's not according to color, but it's according to His righteousness. All right, this is Ecclesiastes 5:1. It says, "Keep thy foot when thou goest to the house of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua." Right. So again, this man didn't keep his foot when he came against us, man. And the reason why I was playing that in the very beginning is you heard what my elder was saying. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is gonna show you, and he's gonna put you in your place. You know, my elder kept saying, man, you need to learn your place, Esau. You need to learn your place, and Yahweh Shem Yahushua is gonna be the one to do it. You know, as we can clearly see now, that's what's happening, man. You know, because for one, he didn't keep that foot when he came against us. You know, it says, and be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools, man. And that's really what he was doing. He was out there being giving sacrifice to fools, just being ignorant, being prideful, showing his horns, showing that his hatred for a skin tone, which is crazy. All right. You know, he was more stuck on the skin tone than anything. Man. You know, about, you know, being white, which nobody on earth is white. Man. You know, we've done plenty of videos on this, as my elder was pointing out. You know, in one of the videos, he was saying, look, there was another Caucasian man, so-called white man out there. Again, nobody's white, but he had on a white shirt, and neither one of them was close to that color. You know, let's look up something real quick. All right. All right, there we go. I couldn't see it for a second. This is Genesis 25:30. Say, and Esau said to Jacob, "Feed me, I pray thee, with that same red pottage, for I am faint." Therefore was his name called Edom. Right, so when you go into that word Edom, right, that word there, let's get there, right, at the very bottom.
Strong's H123. Edom.
All right, it says equal outline of biblical uses. Edom or Edom equals red. Right, Edom, Edomite, Idumean, descendants of Esau. All right, you see that? All right. Strong definition. So I need to guide that. That was kind of important because that goes into the prophecy. You know, dealing with the prophecy of Esau and Jacob. Right. It says Strong's definition. It says Edom from H122 red. See Genesis 25:25. Edom, the elder twin brother of Jacob. See that? And what was the prophecy? That the elder was going to serve the younger. All right. Let's go to Esau. Right. His name just means hairy. All right. Elder son of Isaac. All right. As you can see there. All right. But the point of being that Edom means red. You know. And their skin tone shows it, man. You know, that was a perfect fit for them. Let's see. As you can see, you know, red. You know, look at the play button. You know, where's my little cursor? Look at the play button next to his skin. You know, again, that's a social construct that they created, man. You know, to keep people divided, to keep people you know, to feel like they're superior, and feel like you know, that dark is bad. Being, you know, melanated is bad, man. When melanated was the original skin for the people, man, to live under the sun, man. That was the whole point. That's why being marked with leprosy, right, was considered a curse, man. You know, leprosy was actually a disease, you know, but being born leprous, you know, is somewhat or reddish skin. You know, doesn't mean that you're part of the wicked. You know, at the end of the day, you know, like the scriptures say, you know, my people are like a speckled bird, man. I mean, we come in all colors, you know, but nobody's white and nobody's black. You know, nobody's the skin tone black. But let's go to Proverbs. You know, I'm gonna touch some of these precepts that you know, some of the Akim was going into as well. Let's go to Proverbs 16 and 18, and it reads, "Pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall." Right, as you see, you know, this prideful, boastful individual, you know, as he came up against us, you know, coming at us, and then the Lord put, you know, further pushed him down that path of being prideful and arrogant and hateful, right? Which led him to losing everything that he had, man. Because of the videos he was putting out, when he was in Walmart, and the videos he was putting out when he was, speaking on Nolan Wells. Now the FBI visited his home. That man going through it. Again, man. Pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall, man. As we watch it downfall as we speak, man. But they have that's the spirit the Lord gave them, man. That prideful, mindset. This is, that's all for their downfall. This is Obadiah 1:3. It says, "The pride of thine heart." The subtitle says, "Edom will be humbled." And what was my elder telling them, man? Like, the Most High gonna humble you, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, it's crazy, man. Hold on, man. I grab that one more time.
Put that on there. Edomites.
You
You need to learn your place, Esau.
look at the DNA.
You need to learn your place, Esau.
That's that pseudoscience.
You gonna learn your place. The Lord gonna put you in your place.
The Lord gonna put you in your place. See that? The Lord gonna put you in your place. All right. So back at Obadiah 1, right, and that's what's happening, man. We were watching this man downfall. We watching him be exposed. Man, when I went to look into this, I didn't realize he was that well known. Everybody has been making videos about this man. You know what I'm saying? But this is Obadiah 1:3. The pride of thine heart, Esau, Edom as a whole, have deceived thee. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks. The pride. But that's the whole point, man. That pride is a deception, man. Because you feel like you have power. You feel like you can play God and be God. You feel like you can go around conquering and robbing, stealing, and unaliving. And, and you feel like, and you take pride in that, man. From taking people's land, taking people's children, taking people's identity. Y'all take pride in all that wickedness. Again, this is, this is the spirit that they have on them, man. The Lord gave them that prideful, spirit to feel like they can exalt themselves, right? To feel like they can come up against anything, but the Lord is gonna, the Lord is the one that's gonna humble them, right? As we keep reading, it says Obadiah 1:3 again, "The pride of thy heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, whose habitation is high, that sitteth in high, so like that saith in his heart," and that's dwell in the clefts of the rock. You can go look at Petra, go look at Edom, as a whole, it says that saith in his heart. Speaking of the land of Edom, all right, it says that saith in his heart, "Who shall bring me down to the ground?" Right, have no respect for Yahweh Shem Yahushua, no fear. They feel like they can't be touched. Who gonna bring me down to the ground? Esau, you will be humbled by Yahweh Shem Yahushua. My elder spoke on it, man. And your downfall came quickly. Because again, this was weeks ago that you came up against us. Got us all on your thumbnail, on your page. Coming up, trying to scoff against us. But one thing about us, we're not out here to be brawlers, man. We're out here to teach the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and the speckled bird who they really are, man. That's our job, to teach righteousness, to teach the truth. It's Yahweh Shem Yahushua's vengeance, man. It's not our vengeance, man. You have to understand that. At the end of the day, the Lord is going to use us, after he gets his vengeance first, man. Verse 4, it says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord, saith Yahweh. See, the Lord says he's going to bring you down, man. Let's go to speaking of the wicked, Malachi 1:4, right? Just to get right to the point. Verse 3, it says, and I hated Esau, and it's the Lord speaking, and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom saith, right, when you look at Petra today, and Edom, right, over there, the land of Edom, it's completely desolate, man. But the Lord, he ain't through with them, in the end days, man, their judgment is to go into captivity, man, because of the things that they did to the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. The true Israelites of the scriptures. Verse 4 of Malachi 1 says, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places, right? See how the prideful mindset of these, rebellious mindset of these devils, man. It says, this, thus saith the Lord, Yahweh, right? The God of armies, right? It says, they shall build, but I, Salaki, the Lord said, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness. See, these are the border of wickedness. These people are completely wicked at the core. Yeah. It says, the people against whom Yahweh will have indignation forever. See that? All right. Man, I had thought of a precept when I was going through that. It had something to do with their pride, but Yahweh Zah come back on. It'll come back to me. All right. Let's go to ooh, snap. Let's go to Ezekiel. Matter of fact, let's go to Amos first. Let's go to Amos, because again, this is all Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. This is his vengeance. That's what I was thinking. All right, let's find it real quick. That's one of them. That's not the one I really, really want, but I'm gonna grab it. All right, this is Isaiah 63 and 1. It says, who is this that cometh from Edom? See, with dyed garments from Basra, right? Basra is like capital in the land of Edom. It says, this that is glorious in his apparel, right? And this is talking about, let's read the subtitle real quick. It says, Yahweh's Bahashim Yahushai, right? It said, God's vengeance of the nation on the nations, right? So who vengeance is this? Right, it says, who is this that cometh from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? This Yahushua, it says, this that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength, right? And coming in with the with the rest of the angels, Michael, Gabriel, so and so, coming through in those chariots, man. It's gonna be a beautiful day at that time, man. That's the day of the Lord. It says, I that speak in righteousness. See that? Mighty to save, right? Because at the same time, he's going to be delivering his elect out of it, man. And after all of that, that's when we're going to be able to come and get our licks in. When the Lord sent us down to go into the bunkers, to gather them out of the bunkers, right? And to put them in captivity, man. But Yahushua got to get his licks first, man. It's his vengeance. It says, I that speak in righteousness. See, the Lord speaking righteousness, man. Mighty to save. Wherefore art thou red in thy apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in the wine fat. I have trodden the winepress alone, man. See, he gets all licks in first, man. It says, and of the people there was none with me, for I will tread them in my anger. See, he's pissed, he's upset, man. He is his vengeance, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garments, and I will stain all my raiment. For the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeem is come, right? And his garment gonna be clean. He ain't gonna get a drop of blood on that bad boy. But the thing, he's just letting you know, like, that's what he's coming to do. He's coming to kick. How that shit go? Kick ass. Dun 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 dun. Oh. Mm-hmm. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. All right. From there, let's go to let's go to Amos. Did I get Amos? Let's go to Amos 9. And then we're going to go to Ezekiel 25. Let's go to Amos 9, right? And verse 11. Its subtitle says, the restoration of Israel. It says, in that day, right, will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is falling right now. Spiritually, that's being risen right now, man. As you see us out in the highways and byways, in the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, pushing his truth, man. It says, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old. See, that's the promise Yahweh Bashem Yahushua has given us, man. That you will see New Jerusalem coming down. The people, the elect of Israel, man, coming down with Yahushua, man. you know, and coming forth to bring forth the Lord's kingdom, man. You know, so right now spiritually it's being built, you know, and it's spiritually bringing the wicked to their knees, man. You know, exposing them for who they are, you know. But when the time comes, man, when Yahushua come to wear his sword, man, you know, to put them in captivity, you know, and to change us in the twinkle of an eye, you know, Yahweh Ratazan part of that number, you know, to be part of that marriage supper, you know, and once that happens, we're going right down to go gather them out of them bunkers, man. For anybody that, you know, tried to escape the, you know, the wrath, man, you going right into slavery, hardcore slavery, man. You know, thus saith Yahweh Bashim Yahshua, right? But it says, I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old, that they may possess the remnant of Edom. See there? It says, and of all the heathen. So it's not, you know, Esau, Edom, the top heathens, right? But the rest of them got to go into slavery as well, man. Which are called by my name, saith the Lord that doeth this, man. You see that? It's Yahweh Bashim Yahushua that does this, man. You know, it says, saith Yahweh that doeth this. Behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that the plowman, man, basically the, you know, the servants that, you know, that are upon horses, man, gonna have to get up off them horses, man. You know, the poor is no longer, you know, the worker is no longer going to be the tail, man. We're going to become the head. It says, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that the plowman shall overtake the reaper and treader of grapes. All right, him that soweth seed, right, man. When Yahweh come in and wax his sword against this place, man, you know, to take the world from the wicked, man. The world was given into the hands of the wicked, but Yahweh is gonna come take it back, man. You know, it says, and we're gonna be with him, Yahweh Razal. You know, I'm part of that number. And the mountains shall drop sweet wine, and all the hills shall melt, man, right? Because World War III, you know, when the nuclear destruction happens, man, you know, any kingdom that's left over after that, man, you're gonna have to give up the riches, man, to come bow knee to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua and get in line, man. You know, that's part of the many crowns that the Lord is going to be wearing, as long, you know, right along with the love and the, you know, and the mercy and all the other crowns that come with, you know, Yahweh Shai. You know, he's going to wear them all, man, all crowns. It says, and I will bring again the captivity of my people of Israel, and they shall build the waste cities and inhabit them, right? And they shall plant vineyards and drink the wine thereof. They shall also make gardens and eat the fruit of them, right? And I will plant them upon their land, and they shall no more be pulled up out of their land, which I have given them, saith Yahweh, thy power, right? Which is not the people that's over there in our land today, man. You know, the small hatters who feel like they are the, you know, they are the real people. Those who say they are Jews and are really not, you know, are the synagogue of Satan, man. You know, and that go for all nations, man. You know, for anybody who feel like they are, you know, the people and are not, man. You know, but especially Esau, Edom, man. You know, the ones who tried to steal our heritage, man. You know, but yeah, in that day, man, the Lord, man, He has a mighty promise for us, man. You know, let's go to Ezekiel 25, right? It's Ezekiel 25 and verse 12, right? And then we'll get back to some parts of the video, man, that goes in real deep on this, man. All right, the title, right, says Judgment of Gentile Nations, right? Let's go down to what Edom has, all right, 29, man. It says, Edom, verse 12, Ezekiel 25, thus saith the Lord God, because that Edom have dealt against the house of Judah, what? By taking vengeance, right? And have greatly offended and revenged himself upon them, right? Because the things you have done to the children, to the children of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, you're gonna have to pay for that, man. You know what you did during the slave trades, during you know, the times you put us in captivity. You know, you're gonna have to pay for that. Verse 13, thus saith the Lord God, I will also stretch out my hand, right? Who sits on the right hand of the Father, right? Yahushua, upon Edom, right? And will cut off man and beast from it, and I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of the Dan shall fall by the sword, and I will lay my vengeance upon Edom. And see, again, going right back to his vengeance, man. You know, and I will lay my vengeance upon Edom because of that haughty mindset, man. you know, of that wicked, prideful mindset that they have, man. You know, that wicked spirit has to be, you know, first you have to receive your punishment, then you're gonna have to be eradicated, man, completely, man. You know, it has to come up off the earth, man. So the earth and the kingdom can be pure forever, man. It says, and I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do in Edom according to my anger, and according to my fury, and they shall cease all according to who? Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, according to his anger and his fury, and they shall know my vengeance. This is Yahweh Bashem Yahushua speaking, saith the Lord God, man. You know? Let's go to Jeremiah. No, that's yeah, Jeremiah 51. Come on. Let's go to Jeremiah 51 and we'll drop down to verse 20. Alright, we'll get right to the point. It reads, Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war, for with thee will I break in pieces the nations, and with thee will I destroy the kingdoms. Right. So again, right, and this is talking about the Israelites, man. You know, as you can see in verse 19, the portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, right? This is talking about Yahweh, right? He's the portion of Jacob, right? And Israel is the rod of his inheritance, see that? And Yahweh of hosts is his name. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. See that? We are the battle axe and weapons of war, man, for Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, you know, of the elect of Israel, man. You know, he's using us right now to break down, spiritually break down these nations, man, the wicked kingdoms. And you know, at the end of it, you know, once we receive our new bodies, man, and be changed, you know, well, not say it like that. Once our bodies are refreshed, right, and renewed, you know, changed in the twinkle of an eye, we'll be, you know, sent out to go gather them out of the bunkers, and to, you know, so on and so on. A lot of us is going to be kicking, you know. The scriptures also say that he's going to raise, when they come in rushing as a flood, he's going to raise up a spirit against them, man, a standard against them. You know, so some of us is, you know, through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to be able to do what we got to do to, you know, make it to that day, man. You know, but once Yahushua, you know, kicks ass, it's on the popping after that, man. You know, it's on the popping now, really. You know, man.
For one, after this I looked and behold, the door was opened in heaven. And the first voice which I heard was,
you know, so at the end of the day, you know, we have to understand that Yahweh Shem Yahushua has risen up the, you know, the tabernacles of David. And, you know, we're out here to do the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, you know, no matter what. You know, we're not worried about anybody who comes up against us, man. You know, we know Psalms 105:15, touch not my anointed, neither do them no harm. So we understand, you know, why we have on the full armor of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, we're not worried, you know, about the wicked. You know, we're going to continue to teach righteousness, man. You know, and we're going to continue to teach about Yahushua. You know, we know that we are sheep in the midst of wolves. You know, we know that, you know, we're not the Lord that make us brawlers, man. You know, but at the same time, you know, we know that we're covered in His Spirit, man. You know.
I have.
do y'all fight against the culture of the black community? Do y'all stand up against
Listen, but you don't understand, just like we have a,
Do you fight
issue
against
with
rap music that is destroying
Yes, we do. We do.
destroying you and
We fight against all that.
around you?
Yes, we do.
They ain't destroying us.
Yes, we do. Anything that deals with wickedness, we're trying to destroy it. That's wicked to see our people like. We don't want to see our people like that. We don't want to see our people acting like animals in a zoo.
That nigga shaking, boy. You shaking, boy. You shaking.
Because y'all are violent people.
Nah, it's because you got all that adrenaline. That's what you pussy.
You ain't fear when you walk up. You suffer any violence from any man up here. Everybody has.
Any of us oppose the threat.
As a matter of fact, you was going to get answered according. I would say you being black is already a threat.
Like, come on, see that? Our skin tone is a threat to him, man. You know, that's wild to even say that out your mouth. You know, somebody's skin tone is a threat. You know, not the spirit of the Lord. You know, skin tone. You know, there's a reason why my elder called him the P word, because anybody that's threatened by somebody's, by the color of somebody's skin, it says a lot about your character. It says a lot about your softness, all right? Because wickedness comes in all colors, man. You know, meaning wickedness come through all nations. You know, clearly, you know, you wouldn't be able to tell what wickedness really was, and you know, at the end of the day, you know. But again, you know, it's it's not for us to get mad and want to jump on him, you know. You know, we allow the Lord to do that, man. You know, clearly, and this is how the Lord does things, man. This is how the Lord operates. You know, see how the Lord is exposing this demon, right? Making them suffer, making them lose everything. You know, FBI is on his tail now. You know, so while we continue to teach our fellow Akim and Aquatium, right, and the Bunyan, you know, to teach them the truth. You know, the Lord is keeping us protected, you know, and allowing the ones that come against us to feel his wrath. You know, this is Romans 12:19. It said, dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath. Right. We got to give place unto wrath. Just, you know, for one, just getting out the way of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, exposing these devils on the, you know, when they come up against us, you know, being out there on the highways and byways so these devils can expose themselves, you know, for one, you know. But we're not out there to avenge ourselves just because he made a comment, you know. We don't worry about stuff like that. It says, for it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay. See, that saith the Lord. Therefore, if thine enemy hunger, feed him. If the thirst, give him drink. You know, it says, if he thirst, give him drink. For in so doing, thou shalt heap coals of fire on his head. Let me show you something real quick. It says, be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good, right? But heaping them coals of fire on his own head, man. Check this out. Now, this demon was so hell-bent on skin tone. Check this out.
Come up hither, and I will show you things which must be hereafter.
And one of the things he was going to show you, the image of the Most High in the side. Go ahead.
And immediately I was in the spirit, and behold, a throne was set in heaven, and one sat on the throne, and he...
Hold on. You know who that is? That sat on the throne? That'll be the one you call God. Okay.
He don't call no. He don't have no. Yeah, go ahead.
All right.
And he that sat was to look upon like a jasper and a sardine stone. And there was a rainbow around about the throne, and sat, look unto an emerald,
Right,
like
so,
unto an emerald.
meaning his skin was the color of a jasper and a sardine stone. Did anybody ever see that? Jasper and sardine stone?
Uh-oh.
All right.
Hey, let's show the camera. He ain't give a damn.
I want to show you too.
Yeah.
Jasper and sardine stone.
Show the camera. Show the camera, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
see
the
what the
same
bishop
image.
did,
You know what I'm
right?
saying? You might not have known this.
There you go. That's not his color.
Right. So this is what
We just read this precept now.
And we're
I know
not black, by the way.
Israelites that were kind of, you know what I'm saying, aggressive. We're not those guys.
Even if we were, he's still wrong.
Right, you're wrong for coming up like
Yeah,
this.
even if we were, you still wrong.
You're out
here preaching that you're going to
It don't matter, bro.
No, we're out here preaching at the Most High.
You're doing your
We out here preaching about. We out here.
I was showing you that because he was so hell bent on skin tone. Right now, let me see if I can find what he says towards the end. But he basically brought it back up about the jasper and sardine stone. When he saw it, he was like, and that, as far as that jasper and sardine stone goes, I'm gonna look into that. Because he was so hell bent on skin tone, and that particular precept just totally trashes anything anybody has to say, man. Dealing with the Most High, you see that, you know, and what he looks like, you know. But at the end of the day, you know, it shouldn't even matter, you know, to people, you know, dealing with red skin, right? You know, because y'all have had y'all paintings and pictures up for hundreds of years, you know, and nobody said a word. You know, now that you hear the truth, you know, what you stumbling for? if you love the Heavenly Father so much, what does it matter? It shouldn't matter to you what that he has. His skin looks like jasper and sardines. And that's what is written. Let's go there. Real quick. Let's go to Revelations 4. Right. We just get right to the point. All right, this is Revelations 4 and what verse is it? I think I passed. Right, verse 3, and it says, and he that sat was to look upon like a jasper and a sardine stone. See that? So, for us, it's a beautiful thing to find out that we have a power, we have a God, that we're made in the image of. And he looks like us. We're not just some slave or some worthless, low down, nothingness, piece of trash, man. We're actually the descendants of, of the Israelites, man. We are Israelites. We are his children, man. And we have a promise, and we got a Lord that's going to come save us out of this condition, man. That's going to show mighty works for us in our days, man. And this is a testimony right here, of the works of Yahweh Shemel Shah, man, of him disposing these devils, man, for his elect. So I'm gonna go ahead and end it there, man. Again, it's not according to skin tone. Man, hold on. That's one more thing I want to show you.
He didn't even speak up for it. Nah, it's too late.
I'm trying to apologize to the man after the snap, man.
You was wrong, bro. You was wrong.
That verse with what was the stone?
That hatred, bro.
The Jasper Stone.
Yeah, go ahead. That was right.
I'll look into it.
Yeah, look into it, bro. You just listen. I understand your passion, and I understand
you feel the same passion that I do.
Yeah, I do, but in a different way. So, I'm not going to go back and forth with you. You're really dealing with emotions right now because you're kind of stirred up, and you want to try to fit the fact that you're so emotionally stirred up. Just calm down, bro. Ain't nobody up here trying to fight or nothing like that. We can have a dialogue. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you would like to fight later. Eradicate.
Man, people, we trying to go home, bro.
I have kids and grandkids, man. I'm not about that. I'm here to teach the Bible.
You came out here to fight.
Deal with my children. That's it.
Lack of knowledge of the
All of us, that's all we're about up here. We don't, you know what I'm saying? You might have
Spread
ran
the destruction of my people.
Huh?
And spread the destruction.
Destruction of the spread the destruction of the wicked. If you're wicked, we don't care what color you are.
Your people gonna get destroyed, bro. We ain't trying to be nice, bro. It is what it is, man. Y'all gonna get destroyed just like we got destroyed as a nation, man. The Lord about to judge you, bro. You just don't like it. And when the Lord judges in the earth, he puts man over man. If the Lord raises up nations over other nations. And you just don't like it. The Lord put us in slavery. He put us in bondage. He whooped us for not listening to him. Put us under y'all. Y'all had no power. He gave y'all that power. He about to take it from you. He gonna put you back on the bottom. That's what God says. Now we don't go according to color. You do. We don't know who's who. Y'all did. You black. You did. Y'all feel like y'all can do stuff to us according to color.
This fucking Irish, just about.
So we don't. Our thing ain't about color. You feel me? We're spiritual. We reaching out to it. We're Hebrew Israelites, bro. Meaning, yeah, you have different terms of it. See, we go against them too, because we're not black. We don't like people calling us the color of your shorts. We deal with being Israelites. Now, being Israelites, we don't know who's who. We all got scattered, different slaveries, different time periods. So our job is to go out and teach to a sea of people and say the Israelites are about to rule this earth one day. Yahweh Shah is about to return in the midst of World War III. 1/3 is going to be saved from the coming destruction. 144,000 men. Are we going to know what they're going to look like? They can look Chinese. We don't know. But their bloodline has to go back to these people. If it's not part of the 12 tribes of Israel, right? Some are missing. But these were our slave names that were given to us. So they, even if you look Caucasian, your bloodline could easily go back to one of these people. So that's up to God to figure out. Our job is to come out. If you go fishing, you don't know what fish you're going to catch every time. Right. But you know what to put on the line. You know what to put on the hook. So you can get close to it. You might cast out a net. You might get a bunch of bad fish that you got to throw out. Right? Get some bad fish. You don't want to keep the bad fish.
Hey, man, so I'm going to go ahead and end it there, man. Shalom and DT, man. Hoppa to all the elect, man, that's out there. And the water for, you know, for everything, man. And, you know, the water y'all bashim y'all shy. Barakatah y'all bashim y'all shy. Hoppa y'all bashim y'all shy. The water for even having this knowledge. The water for protecting us. The water for, you know, giving us the chance to do thy will. You know, Shalom, man. Keep pushing. And DTA, we out of here.